Welcome one and all to another program in the series, Journalist Hangout on a Sunday. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Now today on the program, ASUU, you know the same ASUU, raises alarm as 309 professors exit Nigeria's universities. And here it is, Nigeria's economy records fastest growth in over a year as GDP expands by 4.23% in second quarter of 2025, up from 3.13% in the first quarter. Again, with non-oil sectors accounting for 96% of GDP amid economic diversification. This is a development economist, Professor Ken Ife, will join us for the discussion, and later on the show we'll share this with you. Shuwere reveals date for protest march to Presidential Villa, Abuja, over Nnamdi Kanu's continued incarceration. There's Southeast leaders would protest with him. But let me report that I'm hanging out with two gentlemen here, gentlemen of the press. Mayor Akinpelu is here. I greet you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
He's joined by Ishmael Omikpedon. I greet you too.
God bless you. My pleasure.
So the team is ready. I hope you are. Let's go. All right, our first story is here, so let's go there. You know, may we state that a genocide is a crime against humanity comparable to that committed by Adolf Hitler when he sent about 5 to 6 million Jews to the gas chamber before World War II. Recall that U.S. Senator Ted Cruz and TV show host Bill Maher had made the malicious claim. In a swift reaction by the Nigerian Senate, the cruel narrative was dismissed flatly by the Red Chamber, and it observed that it is not just false, but divisive and capable of undermining national unity. The motion to correct the dangerous insinuation and entitled Urgent Need to Correct Misconceptions Regarding the Purported Christian Genocide Narrative in Nigeria and international communities was sponsored by Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume of Borno South, supported by Senator Sani Musa of Niger East and Senator Magatar Kada Wamako of Sokoto North and others. All hands on deck to dismiss the rumor. Ishmael, we've been there before.
Yes, coming immediately after our independence, where Mr. President preached about the need for unity, the need for us for Nigerians to come together to build one and united nation.
Yeah.
For me, I think that I would have expected Nigerian Christian leaders to come out forcefully to dispel this narrative, unless, of course, they somehow want to support, you know, the claim. Because if you look at it, before the advent of Boko Haram in 2003, we've always had
effectively from 2009.
Yeah, we've always had clashes, sometimes between Muslims, Christians, sometimes between herders, farmers. But there are times, depending on the location of the crisis. For instance, in Kaduna in those days, if it happened in southern Kaduna between farmers and herders, they will tell you it's, they will report it as clash between farmers and herders. But if it happened elsewhere, maybe in the north, where you have Muslim majority, they will report that this is Christian, and Muslim. If you look at the meaning of genocide, if we take the contextual meaning of genocide, it means that one, it must be intentional. Two, it must be targeted at a particular ethnic group or national with the intention of wiping them off. Now, if you look at both banditry attacks, Boko Haram attacks, Muslims have felt it more than any religion in this country. Is it Zamfara you talk, where they go and wipe out worshippers in early morning during the early morning prayer we call Subui? Or is it Maduguri? Is it Sokoto?
Yeah.
Is it Kano?
Kaduna itself.
You know, Zamfara, as we speak today, Zamfara is almost 90% Muslim community.
Okay. Okay.
And we've had series of attacks from both banditry and whatever. So I think not only the job should not be left alone to the senators. I think all well-meaning Nigerians who truly believe in the unity of this country must rise up to condemn this narrative.
Yeah, Mayor, you know, according to the Canadian mass communicator, Marshall McLuhan, the medium is the message. So this particular message went on TV and reminds me, I know you have not forgotten, in April 1994, Rwanda was set ablaze by an intemperate broadcaster on radio who said, kill all the cockroaches, if you remember.
True.
And in 100 days, close to 1 million people
died,
were wiped out. That, to me, if you ask, is genocide.
Yes. You see, the problem that we have has to do with the fact that, you know, within the Republican Party in America, there is the evangelicals who were the members of the Tea Party. They take extreme views based on religion. Okay. And they've always wanted to control the Republican Party until Trump came and they became the MAGA movement, who actually controls things within the Republican Party.
Although I think, I know Ishmael will agree, no other president will be more Republican than the late Reagan. You know,
yes,
who maintained balance.
Yes, where I'm going to is that this narrative is because those who control the Republican parties now are basically the MAGA movement that's anchored on the evangelicals, and they try to.
Ted Cruz
and
comes
they try,
into
yes,
this.
it's one of the evangelicals. That's their base. You know what they call MAGA now.
Yeah,
they've always before
make America great again.
They were members of the Tea Party. They call them Tea Party within the Republican Party, and you know because they're evangelical, they try to push everything that has to do with religion. But in this case, why they missed it is that they are talking about a situation that they have that they lack knowledge of.
Okay.
You know, they're not here. They just read in the news that some areas were attacked. And they came to the conclusion that, oh, Christians are being persecuted. We have problems in Nigeria when it comes to terrorism and banditry. But everybody, no matter your religion, no matter your tribe, everybody is affected. When kidnappers kidnap people in that bus that was going to Kaduna, they didn't ask people whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. When they go to villages and destroy entire villages, or when they attack army bases and all that, they don't ask questions whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. So yes, we have issues. We have problem of banditry. We have problem of terrorism. But it is not targeted against Christians. That statement is nonsense. And I also align with him that it is important for us to look at the larger interest of our country.
That's it.
And then the Christian leaders should be able to come out and say, no, yes, we have challenges, but this thing is not targeted against Christians. There's no way that it was targeted against Christians. It's just that we have bandits who attack everybody, and they don't ask your religion when they attack you.
Okay, it's my country, your country is not in a very good place, but it does not help the situation if somebody attempts to drag us further down. I'm happy the Red Chamber has risen up in defense of what the security forces are doing in the country.
Well, I must commend them, but you know, perception is everything. And if you look at those who led that motion or the debate, they are Muslims. And some people ask and say, okay, what do you expect? For instance, I would have expected non-Muslims. Look at, let's take Kaduna for instance. Before the current governor, Ubasani, there is usually this tension, acrimony, and between Muslims and Christians. And they believe strongly that the way El-Rufai governed the state, irrespective of the good things he may have done, some of his utterances did not help, you know, to unify the state. But the man who is there now, he's not only saying it, but he's acting it. For instance, he would be the first Muslim governor to attend Christmas Carol in Southern Kaduna. And so this is somehow is endearing him to the people of Southern Kaduna, to the extent that those who had vowed not to have anything to do with APC because they believed then that APC was a Muslim party are now defecting to, you know, to APC. So that is why for me, I would have wanted a situation where Christian leaders will also come up to speak against this narrative, because we all know that this narrative is not correct, it's not true.
Otherwise, we are expecting a categorical statement from the Christian Association of Nigeria.
We have CAN, we have all. I expect them to come up to speak up, unless, of course, they want to align with, you know, the man from you who knows nothing about what is happening in Nigeria, you know, claiming that, you know, the Christians have been targeted for, you know, for killing. You and I know it's not correct.
You are wondering, what do they want?
No, you see, they do, let's call a spade a spade. You see, each time we are facing an election cycle, there are some who deliberately, you know, try to come up with false narratives
so
to
it's,
paint.
It's in the DNA?
For me, I read politics
into all of this.
True. I read politics into all of it. And look, if it's not politics, for instance, we all knew what was happening in Southeast before the Enugu governor. He was the first person who was courageous enough to say, look, this thing must stop. Now, if you call that genocide, is it the Muslims that are also carrying it out there? I mean, these are clear issues. And so all Nigerians of good conscience, especially from the Christian community, must rise up to condemn this narrative and must speak against it, unless, of course, they want to tell us that what the U.S. Senator is saying is correct.
Otherwise, Mayor, as journalist, I'm scandalized that a senator casting the mold of Ted Cruz, who are people who would, you know, vouch for authenticity of any report, will go to town.
You see, religion is very powerful. And sometimes when people tend to tilt towards religion, they find it difficult to be objective. That's what I said, because what Ted Cruz is trying to do is politics. He's trying to pander to the evangelicals to say that, oh, we are protecting the interests of Christianity all over the world. Because what it was trying to make us a country of interest, to try to say that, oh, there is need for them to do certain things to go and protect Christians in Nigeria. And that's not our problem. Our problem is for them to support us to be able to solve the problem of terrorism and banditry.
I agree, but our colleague, who is the anchor of the show, should have known better, because as anchor, you weigh the pros and cons.
You know, you see, things go that way. If a senator of the United States of America says something, you understand, you may not even be in a position, you will allow him to, that free speech, to be able to say things, but that does not mean the narrative is correct. So there, a lot of them, that's what I'm saying, that they are trying to pander to the evangelicals. That is what they want to achieve. The person that is saying, oh, let us protect Christians in Nigeria, he knows that they don't even have any means to come and do that. You understand what I'm saying? But the evangelicals in America will feel happy that, oh, this is a defender of faith who is trying to defend the faith. That's what I say. So that is why it is important for all men of conscience in Nigeria,
good conscience,
yes, to say that, yes, we have problems. Because you see, the problem, religion is a very powerful tool. When you create a crisis where you put it, and when in propaganda, when you say something and you run with it, some people will start believing it. And it is not, we cannot afford religious war in this country. We are in them thing, scenario where they will say, oh, Muslim against Christians. No, we don't have that kind of problem. We've had issues, yes, in different states. Where if something happens in Southern Kaduna is basically Christians. Things have happened there. In the Southeast, Mosop and all the other gangs that are roving free there.
South is predominantly Christians.
Even Catholics. So, and there have been killings there every time, including security personnel. So you cannot say now that it is because Christians are being targeted, because majority of the people in Southeast are Christians. So it's important for them to know that, yes, we have problems. But the problems that we have, if Ted Cruz wants to assist us, is for them to see how they can assist us to be able to fight Boko Haram, or fight ISWAP, or fight the bandits. That's what we need.
Ishmael, mine is the medium. To reach 1 million people via a newspaper, you need 1 million copies. But on air now, we're on air. We are reaching millions at the same time. So the advantage of immediacy is there. So going on air with this kind of a thing is not pleasant at all.
No, I think it's deliberate. And, but I'm sure that it's dead on arrival.
So some folks,
because
some folks might be stoking, the fire.
The objective is to set us up against ourselves, and I believe very strongly that reasonable Nigerians, even those who are Christians among them, will not buy, you know, the
so a story like this should not fly
at all.
Beyond this point.
At all. And
even the banditries and the terrorist organizations that we have, they are domiciled in Muslims areas.
And they are causing havoc on daily basis.
They kill are Muslims.
That was my starting point.
In the north, when you look at Zamfara, when you look at Kano, when you look at Borno, majority of the people there are Muslims. They are not Christians. It's only when you get to Sada Kaduna, you get to Jos, you get to Benue, that you start seeing Christians. So it is wrong to assume that because there are some killings in some communities, they must be targeted against Christians. No. Yes, because of Christians have been attacked, churches have been attacked, but Muslims also have been attacked, and mosques have been attacked. So our problem is not that there is genocide, because what genocide? When I went to Rwanda. When I went to Rwanda and I was able to discuss with some of them, what happened was so unfortunate. That is why their president now made sure that he created a situation where they don't want to see themselves as Hutu or Tutsis. When I took a taxi to their war museum, to their war museum, and because of the Hutus, the Tutsis look more like our own Fulani here, tall, usually slim and all that. So I knew that the taxi driver was a Hutu person. So I just deliberately, because I wanted to start a conversation, I asked that, are you Tutsis or Hutus? You understand? And the guy said, in Rwanda, there is no Tutsis, there is no Hutus.
We don't talk about it.
Yes, that we don't talk about it. Because they've learned from what happened.
And it's not easy to survive a religious war.
No, it's not easy.
It's not.
Okay, we'll go to our next story.